We break the wheel together.
One of the breakout stars of HBO's Game of Thrones was Jason Momoa, but sadly, the actor suffered a short screen time. A famous friend of his was enraged as a result. Here's why Channing Tatum was pissed that Jason Momoa was killed off in Game of Thrones. As one of the most highly rated fantasy dramas of all time, Game of Thrones helped launch the career of many famous actors today. I mean, if not for the show, celebrities such as Emilia Clarke, Sophie Turner, Kit Harington, and even Jason Momoa himself wouldn't be who they are today. Speaking of Jason Momoa, the actor would have had it even bigger if only his character lived long enough to see the end. But between you and me, we all know how controversial the ending of Game of Thrones was, right? Anyway, back to the topic. Momoa's brief stint as Khal Drogo helped him achieve greater things, but the actor's death on Game of Thrones apparently offended Momoa's friend, and it's none other than Magic Mike's Channing Tatum. For those of you who forgot what happened to Momoa's character in the show, here's a little refresher. In the HBO series Game of Thrones, Momoa portrayed Khal Drogo, the valiant and powerful leader of a sizable band of tribal warriors who wed Emilia Clarke's Daenerys Targaryen. After Drogo nearly died in battle, things started to go wrong for him. Later, when he became ill from an infection caused during the fight, Daenerys sought medical advice from a witch. Sadly, this witch didn't have Daenerys' best interest in mind and tricked her, leaving Drogo in a vegetative state. After great consideration, the Mother of Dragons chose to suffocate him with a pillow to end his suffering. Too bad for Momoa, Drogo died before Game of Thrones became a worldwide phenomenon, so he was never able to enjoy the full glory of being a part of one of the most popular television series ever. But even if he didn't get to bask in the spotlight like his other cast members, because of his limited screen time, his performance was widely praised. But one actor is not having it. Channing Tatum is pissed his friend didn't get to enjoy it. Channing Tatum admitted during the infamous Vanity Fair lie detector test that he was upset his friend was taken out of the popular HBO series. During the segment, Tatum was asked if he thinks Khal Drogo's survival would have made the series any better. To this, he replied, 100%. I was pissed when he died. I wanted to see him lead an army and do the whole thing. But then again, hold up. How are these two connected again? Yeah, not a lot of people are aware that the two are actually close in real life. And the fact that Tatum's connected to him because of Zoe Kravitz may turn out to be even more surprising to many of you. Tatum and Kravitz started dating in 2021, and Momoa used to be Tatum's stepfather when he was married to Lisa Bonet. Rumors circulated shortly after Kravitz filed for divorce from Carl Guzman just before the 2020 holidays that she and Channing Tatum were already an item. Naturally, the two denied these rumors. But in August of the same year, a source revealed to Entertainment Tonight that the two were actually dating. According to the source, their relationship began as a friendship but gradually developed into something more. From there, the couple has kept their relationship private and has met each other's family. Then, in November 2022, the actress and Channing Tatum were seen together at a farmer's market with Everly, the daughter Tatum has with his ex-wife, Jenna Dewan. What turned out to be a nice surprise was the fact that Jason was supportive of Tatum's relationship with the Batman actor, despite his recent split from Kravitz's mother, Lisa Bonet. What's more, according to People, Momoa and Tatum were acquainted before they were introduced by Kravitz. In case most of you didn't know, these two go way back. Due to their shared social circles and friendships with other stuntmen in the business, an insider informed People that Momoa and Tatum have known each other for years through common connections. Still, this was low-key information information. So imagine how many people were surprised when the two were seen together on the Batman's red carpet. They even flew in together to show their support for Zoe Kravitz. And yes, despite his split with Lisa Bonet, Momoa gladly came through for her stepdaughter. Like many others, the man prioritizes family overall. Yeah, these were the days that Jason Momoa was painted in a good light, since at the moment, the actor's receiving a lot of backlashes. Jason Momoa came under fire from DC Universe fans for endorsing Ezra Miller's upcoming film, The Flash. Thanks to the recently released Super Bowl teaser for The Flash, the show has gained new attention. A lot of criticism still surrounds Ezra Miller because of the actor's off-screen behavior, regardless of how well-received the film is. You can't deny that he's been really problematic in the last few years. Miller reportedly took a plea deal in January after being charged with burglary and petty larceny. This was simply the most recent in a litany of legal troubles that Miller and his family have had in recent years. I told you he was problematic. Recently, co-star Kiersey Clemons expressed how difficult it has been for Miller to go through this. And she is not the only celebrity to have expressed support for her co-star and the movie during this time. Jason Momoa shared the Super Bowl teaser for The Flash on his Instagram page after it was released for promotional purposes. In the caption, he expressed his strong support for the film's struggling star, Ezra Miller, and wrote, "I'm so excited and proud of this movie. Love you, Ezra. Can't wait to see this. Aloha, Jay." Nevertheless, the majority of the comments on his post that received the most likes are from his fans who are criticizing him for showing Miller such a lot of love and support. The question is, will Momoa's support for Ezra Miller backfire? The recent legal drama involving co-star Amber Heard has forced Jason Momoa to deal with problems surrounding his own film, which has made him no stranger to controversy. Yet, given all of the difficulties Miller has encountered over the past 3 years, some people aren't thrilled with Momoa for being so eager to compliment and encourage his co-star, especially given the circumstances. And it looks like Miller and Warner Brothers are cooperating to resolve the issues the actor has had in the media, because the two sides have met with each other a few times over the past few months. The trouble he's in doesn't quite go away, though, and that's what fans noticed most when they read Momoa's encouraging remarks. Amazingly, Miller is really being considered for a potential return to DC following his solo film, despite the radical changes that DC Studios co-CEOs James Gunn and Peter Safran are bringing about for the series. From Momoa's point of view, he has been one of DC's biggest boosters for years thanks to his role as Aquaman, and as the franchise has grown, he has always been one to promote his co-stars. Although many will be watching Momoa's social media activities as both of their controversial films get closer to release, seeing the support for Miller is not shocking. With that, this has been today's video of why Channing Tatum was pissed that Jason Momoa was killed off in Game of Thrones.